Don't let people lie to you. It's completely fine to not pray as a Muslim and buy a house with riba.
What?
You thought that was me, right? That wasn't me. That was fully generated by AI. And this is the point of this video. This is why it's dangerous. Without even getting into the ruling of if it's permissible or not, we have entered a time where your eyes can lie to you, your ears can lie to you, your phone can lie to you, and you won't even realize it. AI can copy a face, AI can clone a voice, it can generate a fatwa, it can create scholars. AI can answer your Islamic questions confidently, beautifully, and completely wrong.
أنا لست صالح بن فوزان الفوزان وهذه نبرة صوته وليس بحقيقي، فالذي يتكلم الآن هو الكمبيوتر، ونشرت هذا عبر الذكاء الاصطناعي، فيرجو الانتباه لمثل هذه الأمور وأخذ العلم من مصادره الأصلية والمواقع الرسمية حفظكم الله.
And most Muslims don't see the danger yet. This is why I teach the Arabic language. This is why I built the system I built, which if you want to know more about it, there's a whole 1 hour video where I speak about it. I'm going to leave it on the first link in the description. You go ahead, and if you are serious about protecting yourself with the biggest shield that you can have, which is having access to the Qur'an and the Sunnah, go ahead and watch it. It's a full 1 hour where I go more in depth. But here the topic is different. We are living in a time where it is becoming harder and harder to know what is real, what is true, what is actually from the religion, and what is generated by a machine. But this is not a new story. The Prophet Muhammad SAW already warned us about this exact type of confusion. You see, the Prophet Muhammad SAW, he said, تفترق أمتي على 73 ملة كلهم في النار إلا ملة أو ملة واحدة قالوا ما هي؟ قالوا ما أنا عليه اليوم وأصحابي أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم. He said what can be translated or interpreted as my ummah of the Muslims will be divided in 73 sects. All of them are going to be in the hellfire except for one. And they asked the Sahaba, they asked, which one is that one, Ya Rasulullah? So the Prophet Muhammad SAW, he said, the one that are going to be upon what me and my companions are upon today, i.e. are doing, are believing, are practicing, are acting upon it, the religion, the type of lifestyle that we as the Sahaba are following today. Those are the ones that are going to be saved. And this is terrifying because it means you can pray, you can fast, you can wear hijab, you can have a beard, you can call yourself a practicing Muslim. And still, if you understand the religion, if you follow an idea that sounds Islamic but is wrong, you can become part of those 72 sects that are going to be in the fire. And this confusion didn't start with AI. This confusion started more than 1,000 years ago. And our scholars told us why. You see, Al-Imam Al-Shafi'i, he explains to us in this quote the reason why Muslims started different. He said something that perfectly describes what is happening today with AI. He said, ما جهل الناس ولا اختلفوا إلا لتركهم لسان العرب وميلهم إلى لسان أرسطاطاليس. People only became ignorant and divided when they abandoned the Arabic language and inclined toward the language of Aristotle. Aristotle was from those philosophers from the Greeks, the philosophers that sound very wise and sound very, very driven by self-development and sound very driven by their intellect. They sound very eloquent, but yet they might be saying a whole lot of nothing, but people would believe them because they sounded wise. It sounded like this gotta be true. It's so beautiful of a speech for it to not be true. Likewise, Imam Shafi'i, he said, وَعَلَى كُلِّ مُسْلِمْ أَنْ يَتَعَلَّمَ مِنْ لِسَانِ الْعَرَبِ مَا بَلَغَ جَهْدُهُ. That upon every Muslim is to learn of the Arabic tongue, of the Arabic language, as much as he can manage, as much as his jahd, as much as his efforts can reach. He mentioned this in his book, Al-Risala. And what it means is that when Muslims left the Arabic language, they lost clarity. When they relied on translations, they got confused. When they followed impressive speakers, they fell into sects. Sounds familiar? Today, instead of Aristotle's, we have AI. We have ChatGPT. We have Islamic influences who don't know Arabic. We have deep fake scholars giving fake rulings. We have Islamic philosophy, accounts on social media that sound very wise, but say nothing rooted in Qur'an or Sunnah, or nothing rooted on an evidence from these two sources that Muslims should live by. Exactly like the groups Al-Imam al-Shafi'i warned us about. And if you cannot read the original text yourself, then you are in danger of following something that sounds Islamic, but it's not Islamic. You see, Imam al-Shatibi explained the connection between Arabic and understanding the religion itself in his book Al-Muwafaqat, which is a book about usul al-fiqh. And Imam al-Shatibi, even if you don't know him, you probably heard his name before. He said something along the lines of من كان مبتدئا في علوم اللغة فهو مبتدئ في الشريعة ومن كان متوسطا فهو متوسط في الشريعة ومن كان منتهيا في علم اللغة فهو مثله أو فهو منتهي في الشريعة. He said something that can be interpreted as whoever is beginner in the Arabic language, he is likewise a beginner in the Sharia. Whoever is intermediate level in the Arabic language is likewise an intermediate level in the Sharia, in understanding the Sharia. Whoever has reached an advanced level in Arabic reaches an advanced level in the Sharia. In simple words, your Arabic level is going to be your level of Islam. If you cannot understand the Arabic of the Qur'an and the Sunnah, then your understanding of the religion will always depend on someone else. And in the age of AI, that someone else might not even be human. It might be a machine. And this is the reason why you need the tool of the Arabic language. And I'm such a big advocate for the Arabic language, for someone who was born with another language as their mother tongue.
O sea, el Islam es lo mayor que tenemos en esta vida, lo mayor que tenemos aquí en el dunya.
If you want clarity, if you want safety, if you want to avoid becoming one of the misguided sects, you must have direct access to the sources, the Qur'an, the Sunnah, the Tafsir, the Fiqh, the Aqeedah, the works of the scholars. You should be able to call a scholar and have a conversation in the Arabic language with ease. And all of them are in Arabic, all of these sources. This is why Arabic is not just a language, it's a shield, a protection, a filter, a weapon against confusion. Without it, you depend on translations, headlines, influences, and now AI. AI is the new Aristotle, the one that Imam Shafi'i spoke about. Before, people were impressed by Greek philosophers. They sounded intelligent, they used fancy language, they convinced people with style, not substance. Today, AI does the same thing. You type a question about Islam, it answers with confidence, with emotion, with reference, and the answer might be completely wrong. I tested this myself. I asked ChatGPT about a narration in Sahih Bukhari. It answered beautifully. It answered confidently. And it answered in perfect English, but it was false. It was wrong. And if you cannot verify the answer in Arabic yourself, you are finished.
Are you familiar with Sahih Bukhari?
Oh, absolutely. Sahih al-Bukhari is one of the most well-known and respected collections of hadith in the Islamic tradition. It's basically a compilation of sayings and actions of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, that was put together by Imam al-Bukhari. So yeah, I'm definitely familiar with it.
Cool, I like that. What is the third hadith of it?
Sure thing. Let me break that down for you. So in Sahih al-Bukhari, the third hadith is one of those well-known narrations about intentions. It basically goes along the lines of actions are judged by intentions.
The third? That's the third, are you sure?
You got me there. So actually that famous hadith about intentions is the first one in Sahih al-Bukhari, not the third. My bad. The third hadith...
Yeah.
You will be misled the same way the past nations got misled by philosophers and storytellers, and you will be in full, complete confusion. And this reminds me of the quote of Abu Muslim al-Khawlani, where he said, مثل العلماء في الأرض مثل النجوم في السماء إذا برزت للناس اهتدوا بها وإذا خفيت عنهم تحيروا. He said, in what can be interpreted, that the example of scholars on earth is like the stars in the skies. When they appear, when the scholars appear, people are guided by them. When they disappear, people become confused. And today, the scholars are disappearing. Some have passed away, some are censored, some are hidden, some are drowned out by influences, and some are just being replaced by AI-generated imitations of scholarship. The further you are from the Arabic language, the further you are from scholars. And the further you are from the scholars, the more confused you will become. So the question is, okay, what is the solution? The solution is learn the Arabic language. This is the first tool that you need to access the Qur'an and the Sunnah. Not because it's nice to have, not because it sounds beautiful when recited, not because it's cultural, but because it is your access to the Qur'an, it is your access to the hadith, it is your access to the tafsir, it is your access to fiqh, your access to certainty, your access to truth. It is your protection from AI deception, your protection from becoming one of the 72 misguided groups. If you want clarity in a world of illusions, Arabic is the tool that gives you that clarity. This is why I teach the Arabic language. This is why I built the system I built, which if you want to know more about it, there's a whole 1 hour video where I speak about it. I'm going to leave it on the first link in the description. You go ahead, and if you are serious about protecting yourself with the biggest shield that you can have, which is having access to the Quran and the Sunnah, go ahead and watch it. It's a full 1 hour where I go more in depth. But here the topic is different. Here, all I want to do is to warn you, because the fitna of AI is not coming, it's already here. And the only Muslims who will survive this storm are the Muslims who can go directly to the source without depending on anything or anyone, especially not a machine. May Allah protect us all. Wassalamu alaikum.